Well, it was a lot of fun having Rachel here and being a part of that, certainly. And I think she brought some notoriety to women's basketball that the sport has not seen in many, many years, especially the 60-point performance and all of the attention that she got from Kobe. And we're real happy to be retiring her jersey and raising it to the rafters here in January, that I think Justine just said. But, we're moving forward. And I think for our returning players, they got to see and be part of success on a fairly high level as we're continuing to build this program. And I think that they're hungry to leave their mark and show what they can do now that Rachel has left. And then you combine that with our 9 newcomers, and they're chomping at the bit to get out here and get on our floor. We have a lot of kids that are returning home that can play this year. And then we have, obviously, our 4 freshmen from out of state who can't wait to play in front of our fans. That's all they keep talking about is playing in front of all the great fans that we have here. It will be, and you mentioned team, and that's something that we're focusing on is more of a group dominated team, and one that can share the ball at a much higher level. We don't have to rely so heavily on one particular player. I mean, Rachel was fabulous and phenomenal, but I think there was a lot of pressure on her each night to, score in high volume, and I don't think we're going to have that pressure on one particular player. I think that we're going to be able to have balanced scoring. You're going to see a lot more speed from our team, especially on the perimeter. We're going to have players that can move at a much faster pace and probably the fastest since obviously we've been here, and I'm really excited for everyone to see them play. And from a defensive standpoint, we're going to really be able to pressure some people again from the perimeter, and we've not been able to really do that my first couple years based on personnel and lack of depth and a lot of things. So we're really excited about that piece. I think the luxury that we have is that so many of our players are new, and so they weren't here with Rachel, and so they don't really, know what that was like. When someone like Carly, I think that she's been relieved on some level because she doesn't have to get her points the same way, as I alluded to a little bit ago, is that, with the speed and quickness that we have, she's going to be able to get out in transition and get some different looks rather than in a half-court set having to work so extremely hard just to get open, and so much attention being placed on her. I think that it's going to be hard for them to focus on her entirely as much as they were able to last year. It's kind of her and Rachel, number 1 scoring duo in the nation, which was pretty phenomenal for them to be able to accomplish that. But I think that we've been scrimmaging and we've been tracking statistics and all of that, and it's very common that Carly's not been at the top of the scoring charts every single scrimmage by any means, and that's exciting for us. Well, Carly's going to basically move into more of a leadership role. I love the fact that she's gotten so much experience. She led the Big Ten in minutes played last year, and she has a ton of minutes logged here in just 2 years. So I think you're going to see a junior. Our hope is that she's a junior that performs much like a senior. A class ahead is kind of how we're treating her. And she's certainly a veteran in what we're trying to do, and she knows our system. She knows the expectations. And what we've seen out of Carly thus far is that she's really been able to excel in a different part of her game because of the speed and quickness that's around her on the perimeter. So I think that we're going to see her be able to score in some different ways this year. Yeah, the biggest challenge we left her with last spring and to work on over the summer and into the fall was being hard to guard, and specifically what does that mean is being able to be more versatile and not so one-dimensional. And, she spent a lot of time in the summer working on that, working against guys, and reading. It was a big thing that we wanted her to work on. And she's certainly improved in those areas. She's not 100% where we want her to be, but she's grown in those areas tremendously. Yeah, we'll get, she's projected to be back for our Big Ten opener at Ohio State on December 28th, I believe it is. So we're counting down the days for that already. She's going to add a true post presence, true Big Ten post presence, low block player that can also step out and shoot from the outside. But she brings a physicality and the body type that we're really missing when Amanda left. So I think that she's going to really fill that void. And the thing about Bree is she has a high basketball IQ. She has very good instincts. She uses her body very well. She can maneuver around the basket. I mean, she's going to add a lot of value to our program immediately the moment she is eligible to play. Yeah, I think she probably arguably has the fastest first step in the conference. And and that's something that's hard to guard offensively. When she makes a move, she can create space, and when she's on and hitting, she's very hard to guard. And the good thing about Kanisha is all last year while she was sitting out, she went against Rachel every single day, so she got to guard Rachel. She got to go against her offensively, and I think that really helped her grow. And the thing that we're most looking forward to, and you hit the nail on the head, is her speed and quickness with the ball in her hands, and also defensively. I mean, she can create problems for people. She too has great instincts, anticipation, and things like that. The intangibles that you can't really teach. She has those. Come opening day, we could see as many as 4 new starters on the floor for us. I mean, it's very competitive at a few positions, and it probably will remain that way right up to the start. I think Carly obviously is our returner that should step right into her spot and excel. But everyone else, I think, at every position, we're looking at 2 people at each spot that are competing very hard daily to win out that spot in terms of starting. With Jesse and Carly Barnes, they're veterans now. They know what it's about. We're expecting them to play at a higher level, certainly. So we're holding them accountable to that. And then when you look at someone like a Taye Bello, one of the twins that obviously nobody's seen yet, while she doesn't have the size of Bree, a very different body type, she has speed, quickness, and the ability to block shots. And she's been very impressive so far for us. So she's someone that we can move to that 5 position, and she gives us a different look in there. She gives us the speed and quickness, the ability to rebound, extreme athleticism, and we'll look to play her at that position, especially early on. Well, I think there are advantages and disadvantages, but for us, we're looking at it very positive in that we want to bring some big-name teams in here. The fans have asked for that. This is the first year we've really controlled our schedule, with the exception of one game that we still inherited. So we're really happy with the schedule that we've been able to put together and bring some notable teams in here. So from that perspective, it's good. It will be very challenging for us. I mean, the month of November alone is a heavy load. You say Georgetown, Seton Hall, Florida State, Georgia, and then the possibility of North Carolina or South Florida in the Bahamas, which has been moved to Bimini. But, I think that anyone that wants to play at this level and desires to be in the top 25 and wants to go the direction that we're taking this program, and again, we don't shy away from that. You've got to play that caliber of competition to see where you're at and see where you're going. And, we're certainly building. I mean, that part's not over. It takes some years to really get moving where you want to go, but we definitely love the pieces that we have in place and where we're headed and the challenge that our players have in front of them. I mean, if you love to play basketball, you love playing against the top level caliber teams, and I think our kids are really excited about it.